Hello, in this video we are looking at the fuse system that's available after you clear Rift floors 1 through 4 consecutively on Gilgamesh difficulty. So if this video would not be applicable if you are in the base game before the credits or chaos or early Bahamut difficulty, or actually Bahamut difficulty in general, this would unlock after clearing all of those. And so fuse, that would let you take over the job affinities and equipment effects that you want from a piece of gear and transfer them over to your desired piece of gear to gradually make the optimal or ideal weapon or armor and whatnot. So it can get grindy if you try to do it at this point in the game versus if you try to do it on Lufenia difficulty afterwards. It's so much less of a grind, and it's more you're spending time in the UI trying to optimize. So at this point, let's say that I have a weapon that has, so why would I even want to use fuse? Well, it's because I want more stats and I want the ideal effects of maybe a build. So I have this, I have 156 stamina, and let's say I want more because as a knight, I can weaponize my stamina or my spirit to deal a bit more break damage, and I'm still tanky while I'm doing it, but this is not the build video for that. So if I want more stamina on this specific sword, I could go to my Smithy and go to fuse, and then first filter out. I'm gonna filter by what I'm equipped with. So I'm pressing square because at the bottom right corner it says menu, or on the Xbox I can press the X and then go to filter. I can go press up a few times to equipment status, right over to equipment equipped by Jack. Go down the filter, and now I just see the one sword that I'm equipped with. Doesn't work as well for armor, but because it does show multiple pieces of armor, but from both jobs. So I go to my sword because this is my base selection. This is the piece of gear that I want to change. And now I'm on this material selection. What piece of gear am I going to sacrifice? And you cannot sacrifice something that's equipped by someone else, like the sword is equipped by Neon. And you cannot sacrifice a locked piece of gear. You would have to unlock it, and you can unlock it by tapping square and going down to unlock, and now it is available for me to mess with, but I'm gonna lock this one back just for practice. But I think it said I was looking for stamina, so I'm going to press square, filter, and gonna go down to special effect and maybe look for stamina for my particular build. And I see that, okay, well, this first piece of gear, piece of crap, but I do see this Roman numeral 1 for stamina, and it gives 9 stamina instead of the 5. So let's say that I'm satisfied with that. I don't want to look any further, even though ideally I would want to look further and see, oh my gosh, look, there's a purple 5, Roman numeral 5 with 15, but I don't have that. So whatever. In short, I'm going to just use this as my example. This Sunblade is level 403. It's a green rarity, and the Paladin job affinity on it is 116%. So kind of keep those 3 things in mind as I'm going forward. I get it now a chance to change the weapon abilities around if I want to from whatever it had. I could add Sacred Blade if I want at this point. And I can't choose stamina yet because currently I'm on the spirit part, because stamina is already on another slot. But once I'm on that second slot that lets me change stamina around, I go up there and I see stamina just wants some tier 1 materials that's not very expensive. So I could choose that, keep going. And now I'm on this job affinity where I think earlier I said something that was like 111 something percent. And I go up and it says, okay, well, because this is a lower rarity piece of gear, and the job affinity was lower than this 131%, we need to use about 36 job crests and some rat tails to catch it up. And I could then use that if I wanted to. But I'm going to back out of this just to show the other side of the example that tends to hit most players that reach this point because of some equipment grinding choices that they've made. So let's say that I start my fuse with, let's say I start my fuse with a high level sword. This one's 494, and I'm going to filter for that same gear for the stamina, and this is a level 403 sword. And notice that my job affinity percentage is 175% on this, and so a bit of a bigger gap, but I'm going to go through and just try to add that same stamina. And now it says, hey, do you got 546 anima crystals? And I'm like, yes, but screw you. And it also wants some higher rarity resources that would require me to dismantle higher rarity weapons to get. But that's less the problem, and it's more the anima crystals for one stupid piece. So let's say that I say, nope, I don't want that. I just want to see what about the paladin job affinity. And now the paladin job affinity says, hey, would you like to spend the same amount of crystals plus all these, like, almost 200 job crests plus a crap load of rat tails? And I'm like, haha, no, I will go buildless. I'm okay. So this is to say the game does allow for completely inefficient transactions that can take a lot. Some takes several players or different players that I've observed about 6 hours to grind out those resources because of how they do it, versus like closer to 15 to 30 minutes on this difficulty. But that's because those players can almost spawn kill 2 consecutive bosses. So still very costly to do it, and I don't recommend doing those transactions. Now, one thing that might work in your favor is the equipment level. I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep this video shorter than 10 minutes. So the equipment level in the Rift does not matter. You do not get penalized for the break damage or break damage taken in the Rift versus, say, this world map. If your equipment level is lower, you get the red triangle, and it means you're going to be dealing a lot less break damage and getting broken more often. So that does affect the break builds pretty bad versus like if you were a strength or intellect based build that's doing HP damage, then you're okay. I'm sorry, offensively, you could be okay. Sorry, my eyes are starting to burn. So one other thing that we came across was the Roman numerals, and I forget if I already mentioned this or not, but just in case I didn't, the blue and purple, in order to take advantage of that, you need to find those symbols on your job affinities. So the sword, it has just regular monk, but my shield has monk plus the purple, so therefore I get both 26% monk and 26% purple. And if I want to take advantage of that Roman numeral 5, I need to at least get 500% of that purple stuff. Versus the blue, I only need about 100% right now for that Roman numeral 1. So my long-term goal would be to try to get a whole set of relics, which is blue artifacts, such as like, I'm going to just filter by the artifact. The relic, oh my gosh, quit misspeaking. And at the bottom center there, it says Alexander as Ramu, and there's different percentages, and those percentages mean more stats. So more Ramu is more intellect. He's a wise old man. It's a blue summon blessing versus the yellow summon blessing. Alexander is a giant protective robot, helps with stamina and strength. So generally speaking, if you have a yellow job, you pick a yellow blessing, blue job, blue blessing, that kind of thing. Even though that will get some builds into trouble, it'll keep you at least average or above without pulling out a spreadsheet or trying to figure it out yourself. So yeah, I hope that helps. And crap, 10 minutes. Sorry. Yeah, I hope that helps. And we'll talk about how you even get the other resources in a different video.